This first one, some weeks ago, I was set a challenge during a poetry workshop that I do on Zoom. That is about your name and the origins of your name and where it comes from. And I've discovered some very interesting things about the name Andrew, which I found rather amusing, so I think I'll share them with you today. This is just simply at the moment called Name Poem. My name is Andrew, which is Greek apparently for strong and manly. I know. I mean, clearly my parents wanted to set the bar high with beautifully realistic expectations that I have most definitely met. What? Most people's first reaction when they hear this is of course going to be, what a strong and manly man. That physique is just to die for. I think what you mean to say is he usually looks like he's dying permanently with that pale skin and blazing hair. What's him actually meant is I look like I'm mostly on fire all the time. I can't really help it. Dying or permanently on fire, in fact, one of the two. Especially if I did actually happen to be in a hot country. Somewhere like Greece. I recently went to Greece, so it's topical. They'd probably give me the nickname Tomato Born. That's literally that.
New stage name, Tomato Born.
Any Marvel fans in the room apart from you? Yeah. This isn't hideously Marvel, so don't worry. I'll apply to what context. I very recently watched a Disney Plus show called Moon Knight, in which Oscar Isaacs is incredible and plays a multitude of different characters, but they're all played by him. They're different parts of his psyche. And I found this very interesting, and my immediate reaction to watching the last episode of Moon Knight was to write a poem, as you do, because I was very kind of emotionally attached to what I'd seen. So this is called Trauma. Bringing the tone down for you now. The brain is unbalanced, complicated chaos, raging against the storm of life. We can conjure, craft, create, we try to relate. We spend our lives trying to make connections, correlating each experience with the next. But when trauma stains the brain, it breaks. Conscious chaos to run so far from pain that tears us apart, that splits our heart in two. So, we craft you. You. Beautiful, sweet, completely oblivious you. You who lives in my shoes when trauma strikes. You who survives when I cannot. For trauma has torn apart my heart too many times to live with it alone. In a way, I've probably always known you were there. But as our paths diverged, you became too complicated to control. No longer a simple result of my trauma, but now an actual soul. I've probably been insane since the day I began torturing myself, since the day my pain became too excruciating to bear. Disassociate, dissolve, resolve. From me to you, you to me. Suddenly, where are we? Where am I? Who am I? What have I done? Did I really just do that? I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember it or them or her or anything we have done. Not one. Not one of my memories since that day. I cannot be saved. But you are my saviour. A result of pain, yes, but not confined by it. Hell, you don't even remember the pain. Blissfully, unmistakably unaware. That's what makes you beautiful. You are me, but without the trauma. Is that alright? Yeah? Cool. This one I wrote our last, we have a Ventnor Exchange spoken word collective group in which we are given prompts by the wonderful Tim. Everyone give Tim a cheer, he's lovely.
Yay!
He brings lots of creativity out within all of us. This is something that I wrote, ironically, while I was in Greece. As Rachel pointed out earlier, somehow I managed to return from the country completely unscathed and not looking like a tomato, so it was good, despite this. Anyway, whilst I was in Greece, I linked up with these beautiful people here at the Ventnor Exchange, and I wrote a thing. I can't actually remember exactly what the prompt was with this mushed brain of mine. I don't know if you can. This was the character.
Deconstructing the Western.
Yes, we were asked to deconstruct a Western movie or Western movie tropes. So this is called Bullet Holes, and this is my take on that. Why do they always come to this town? What's so special about Shootout Creek? Just because we got some more bullet holes in our huts than Dastardly Dan has in his hat, don't mean we like his sort coming around here. They say this place is rustic, that it makes it look lived in. I say they can take their slimy little spurs right out of here, run faster than a mule in a field full of coyotes, right into the sheriff's silver sails. Though, that might be a little tough right now, since Dastardly Dan shot the sheriff. And though we don't got the deputy, Don McCready ain't been seen in weeks now. Don McCready always used to say he was always ready for a fight. Don't even know how he got the job, honestly. He never was. Anyhow, why must they always come to this town? Why must they stand and grit and growl, scowl at one another while slowly circling around? It's not like they can hear each other's cussing anyway. They move and growl so quiet they're there for days. They calls it a standoff. Well, I can't even be bothered to stand up long enough to watch them get to the shooting part after the spitting and cussing and gritting is done. So I hide below the bullet holes under my windowsill, and I wait. I wait for them to get to the point. And then I shoot them both myself. This is a mixed-match. I apologise. Pretty much none of the poems relate to each other this evening, but hey, that's the kind of state that my brain is in right now. Very sleepy. Sorry? No, I'm just tired. Cool, so I'm going to do one more. This is, I don't really need the book for it, but I'm going to get it out because, this is something I performed at Ventnor Fringe last year with the Ventnor Exchange spoken word collective. It's probably the only vaguely funny thing I've ever written, because I'm not a funny person. Generally, as you've probably been gathering after stuff I've read this evening. Anyway, this is called My First Time, and it's about trying to be funny when you're not. Let me tell you a story of a struggle. A strenuous struggle that's played on my mind for some time. A strenuous struggle that will stay with me for life. For this is a story all about how my lyrical flow flipped, turned upside down. So furrow your brows and listen out hard, and I'll tell you my dream of becoming a bard. Recently I became obsessed with being the best jest of comedy sets. I dreamed I could dress the mess of my lyrical absence by assessing the stress of euphoric nonsense. Yeah, I have no idea what that means either. The more I try to impress with lies, the closer I come to poetic demise. The further I fall, the faster I'll slide. The deeper I dig, the faster I'll dive. To survive as a comic genius, you have to joke like you truly mean it. Strut your stuff across that stage. Play the game, but don't be fake, because timing is the code of the comedy show. Get that right and you might glow, but make sure that your story flows, because even silliness can be planned. And now, back by popular demand, the worthy Smith is here, that's me, back to try some comedy. Now firstly I've got to break the ice with a joke like, I don't know, my life. Self-deprecate to alleviate, exaggerate and accommodate, because that's what creates the comedy that feels so empty without me. Oh, riffing on a rapper's legacy will surely get me the praise I need. So watch me take the world by storm as I light your lives with brains and brawn. Yeah, Andrew means strong and manly. Alright, that last part might have been a lie. I took a dive and tried to fly. Anyway, you're the ones funding my heavy addiction by listening to this nonsensical fiction. So cheer and clap go wild for me. You actually can at any time you like. As I try out some more comedy, here I stand and here I'll stay, spouting jokes till the end of the day. Because this stage drug, it is my life. Spitting in strife behind that mic. I won't give up, it's all I've got. My confidence, it can't be knocked. That is until I try to write some comedy. Then you'll likely just be, thankful it's not me. My lyrical flow has always been broke when I try to interject a joke, so I just tend to stay away from comedy. It's likely just safer without me. Thank you.